to be quick, but I mean, this is just a massive emergency stream. Maxx Crosby has been traded from the Raiders to the Baltimore Ravens. This is massive breaking news, just happened. It is, I mean, absolutely bonkers. So first off, don't forget to like and subscribe to everybody here. Unfortunately, Anthony has not joined us. He might join sometime near the end, but we're just going for it right now. Yeah, dude, huge news. Trent, you want to fill everyone in on the compensation just so we can clip through everything?
Well, as I was laying in bed trying to sleep, I get a message from ESPN saying, "Oh, look, Maxx Crosby got traded to the Ravens for count them, 2 first-round picks, a 2026 first-round pick and a 2027 first-round pick." From what I know, the Dallas Cowboys offered a few draft picks, and the Bears offered some collateral. There is a hold on, sorry, fever. There was a rumor going around that Ravens were going to trade for him, and Lamar Jackson actually tweeted out, "Boom," earlier on in the day.
Oh,
So this
snap.
trade might have been done as early as this afternoon.
That Lamar Jackson tweet. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, just absolutely massive stuff. I think a lot of people saw the Crosby trade coming, especially with the trades that we have already been seeing throughout the day. Ender has vanished into a background of transparency.
Don't bring it up.
Don't look over there. Yeah, just trade of massive proportions, though. Raiders are obviously going to get another first-round pick in the next couple of rounds. That's going to be huge for their rebuild going forward. And now they've got collateral to maybe try and trade up a little further into the first round if they like somebody that much to pair with Fernando Mendoza. So I don't know. Maybe we see him and Omar Cooper go to Indiana or go to Las Vegas now instead of just Fernando Mendoza. I mean, Ender, you're kind of our resident Indiana guy here. What do you make of that? Am I maybe on the money here with the Mendoza Cooper thing to Vegas?
I expect Raiders to try to pick up as many of the Indiana guys as possible with the way that IU played in their season this year. I expect Raiders to try to go for many of them as possible. There's a lot of rumors going around that Mendoza might not go first round or first pick. I do expect him to go first pick, but I've heard online that he might go second pick.
Really?
Mendoza?
Yeah. Some people are putting on the running back from Notre Dame to be first pick.
Jeremiah Love? There is no way the Raiders pass up on Mendoza to they got Genty.
I know if I try to tab out, it's going to break things.
So the Ravens are giving up the number 14th pick.
Wow. So I could very much see the Raiders taking Omar Cooper there. Because I know Omar is projected to go somewhere mid-first round. That's right in that range, kind of early mid-first. I mean, that, again, massive move here, like seismic thing. So it's big. It is large. I don't think I can wrap my head around how big this news is. It was very expected that Crosby was going to get moved. So, I mean, we can kind of look at some impacts here real quick, kind of hammer through some of this before we got to go, because again, Trent's got to go lay down, guy's got a fever. He wanted to go live after this, though. I was right there with him. So let's, I mean, the Ravens were really, I think if there was one thing you could point to last year for sure, it was that the Ravens pass rush struggled. And I mean, that defense as a whole was struggling for the majority of the year. It's, I mean, one of many reasons they only won, 8 games this year, if even? I don't even think they won 8.
Sack total in 15 years.
Just bonkers for a team that's known for good defenses for as long as they've existed. That's bad. That is rough. So immediately the Ravens get better, and we could obviously argue that last year just was an off year. It was an everything that could go wrong will go wrong year for them. But I think the addition of Maxx Crosby, I mean, every early prediction is going to have the Ravens winning this division. I guarantee it, and I don't blame them. But what do you guys think? Trent, we'll send it back down to you.
Ravens are a secondary way and a offensive lineman away from really doing some damage in the AFC. I'm not too worried about the offensive line because Lamar Jackson can obviously run the ball, but secondary, big need. Also, I think the Raiders are the Raiders, and they might goof this up.
There is the chance. Ender, how you feeling about this?
I do see the Ravens being a threat this upcoming season because, I mean, they were pretty good going into it. They would just needed some more pieces to fill in to complete their team. As for the Raiders, one quarterback does not a team make.
No.
The Raiders need a lot more help than just Fernando Mendoza.
And the potential for and again, they could do anything with that 14th overall pick as well. They could go pass rusher at that pick as well to replace Maxx Crosby, get younger at the position, have to spend less money on the position. It's the Raiders could do any number of things with that 14 overall pick. I do think though that there is a chance that the Raiders could use this to springboard into putting together a better floor for their team next year, because I really, you've got to think, they shed having to pay Crosby, so that's huge for the cap going forward. As well,
is like $32 million.
It was something lucrative like that, and I don't know if
didn't they also just get rid of Geno Smith?
Yeah, that too. Do we have any idea how much of the contract the Ravens are going to take on?
Let me double check for you. You gotta keep going.
Yeah, just to see.
That's great.
Just to see
My
if
OBS
there's...
isn't recording.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh yes. Why have you failed me?
I still think the Raiders are going to have a low floor next year just because I think they're going to be a skeleton, but I think they're going to make some strides. They've got the money to sign some guys in free agency. It's going to be really interesting to see Clint Kubiak work with Fernando Mendoza. And if you ask me, if he can do what he did with Sam Darnold, which granted I know that Darnold's gone through a lot of development, but he still has some moments. But if he can do what he did with Sam Darnold and then just extrapolate that to Fernando Mendoza, I think the Raiders do have a chance to be a pretty solid team next year, and their record might be a little inflated from playing a fourth place schedule. I'm not making any early predictions or calling my shot too early per se, but I do think if the Raiders play this right, they can springboard this into a pretty successful couple of years and really start giving Denver a run for their money. And again, we'll see if the Chiefs rebound next year. We'll see what the Chargers do. It feels like us AFC West fans are setting ourselves up for disappointment again, where we're going to be like all offseason. The AFC is going to be a crazy division next year, and then like two of the teams go 7 or less wins.
Yeah.
For me, with the Raiders, I think the Raiders are going to start out like the Broncos when they first got Bo Nix. They're going to be not so good. And then the next year, once Mendoza has some games under his belt, he'll start developing into a good tier quarterback.
That's fair. I do think there is and I don't know how Kubiak is going to want to do this, but I feel like there is the possibility that they sign a vet to just throw to the Wolves while Mendoza sits for a year. I know that's not really the way the NFL operates anymore, but with it being the Raiders and with it being Kubiak, like that name, like just off of the name alone, like I could tell you, like Gary sat Lynch that first year. I don't know if Gary really intended to ever play Paxton Lynch if he didn't have to, because I don't think he liked Paxton Lynch all that much. But I certainly think we could see something like that happen where Mendoza sits for at least a bit of the year. But Trent, what were you starting to say?
Crosby carries a $30 million salary cap hit in 2026, 29.7 in 2027. Under contract to 2029, though he could work out a new deal in Baltimore. It doesn't say anything about how much cap he's taking. I also have to preface this Mendoza did really good in Indiana, but I just don't trust the Raiders. I have watched them bungle everything that they have touched the last almost 25 years.
I think for Mendoza to be good with the Raiders really need to seriously think about changing their playbook.
They need offensive line.
They badly need an offensive line. Well, and something that and Ender can key me in a little more here, but I certainly think that Mendoza flourished with a run game, just being able to go off a play action, almost similar to the way Bo Nix was coming out of Oregon, where it maybe not as much short passy, and again, like, you watched a lot more Indiana than I did this year, but it definitely seemed that Mendoza really, really flourished when he got to work off a play action and just pick his spots once the linebackers bit up.
Yeah, Mendoza is really good when it comes to those short throws, getting it down the line, checking it down, doing your play action passes and all that. He's also really good with mobility and running the ball when he needs to.
I did see that in the Natty. I still think about that play where he Superman dove into the end zone. The Raiders are going to get a really, really high pick here, though, to pair with Mendoza, and whether or not they go offense or defense, I think it's going to be really foundational here that everyone knows who they're going first overall. They really need to nail this pick at 14, I think, to really start turning some things around.
This pick of 14 is what's going to make or break Mendoza's career, because they really need something in that O-line to keep Mendoza protected, or he's going to end up just being ruined by the Raiders, which I would hate to see.
Get David Card.
Oh, definitely.
Especially when it seems that the Raiders are going to be pushing everything onto Mendoza as soon as he gets drafted. Seems they just got rid of Geno Smith.
Right.
I would have kept Geno.
I think Ender and I were talking about that earlier too. I'm like, I would have kept Geno and just let him go get slaughtered behind that offensive line for a year while
dropping Geno. I don't know why they would go ahead and just drop him. Keep your veteran QB.
Might have just been the money, honestly.
It's like $29 million.
I forget that the Raiders just gave Geno an absolutely redonkulous contract.
The thing is, though, is they have $87 million.
Hurting right now.
How much is Geno running?
How much is the? I don't think Raiders are that bad in cap space, aren't they?
They have $87 million in cap space.
So they're in a good position. Okay, so the Raiders freed up $8 million, but they incurred $18.5 million in dead cap, because it was a 2-year, $75 million extension after being retained from Seattle, or after being traded for.
Hello,
Anthony.
Hey, at the back end of the show, we get Anthony in. What's up, my guy?
Yeah. Hello,
what's going on? Oh, I thought you guys were started at 8. My bad.
Well, we decided, because the news cycle is gonna hit real fast. Hey, Steve.
We were just going right then. I had it scheduled for 8:15. So once that came and went, we were on her.
I have one more topic after this I want to discuss.
Yeah, maybe
Gotcha.
Geno wanted out instead of babysitting. That could be true too.
What do
you think of? What do you think of this trade?
Crosby to the Ravens, Anthony.
I mean, honestly, it's a good fit for the Ravens. I think it's the best thing for Maxx Crosby. The Raiders are a couple of years away from even being competitive. I see we have a wasted talent like Myles Garrett on the Browns. Yes, he is breaking records, but at the end of the day, a winner wants to go to a winner. I mean, it puts more pressure on Lamar Jackson because, I mean, you get a superstar like Maxx Crosby. What else do you need? So it puts all the pressure on Lamar Jackson to see if will he actually make it past the divisional round and actually be a winner. We'll see. I'm indifferent. It just puts a lot more pressure on Lamar Jackson.
Something I do want to bring up on that, though, is I feel like there have been a couple of years where Lamar was let down. I think of the Mark Andrews drop for sure, and that was a game that Lamar played his guts out. I swear there was another game where his defense just completely let him down too earlier on in his career. Maybe I'm misremembering. But the Ravens defense was bad last year, and that was something that we were kind of talking about too, where like they didn't really get it going defensively until it was too late. The secondary was a big issue, but their secondary wasn't getting any help from the pass rush. I think Trent brought this stat up that it was their lowest sack total in 15 years. I think getting Maxx Crosby firstly, like, he's going to be the threat, the game plan, but it also is going to free up anyone still on the roster or anybody that they add in the future.
I have something to say.
What do you got?
Before people start crowning the Ravens, guess how many pending free agents they have?
Oh boy, Linderbaum's on that list. Didn't they re-sign Linderbaum?
They did not.
Nope.
They did not. Oh no.
24 pending free agents.
Oh no.
Yes, Ravens going to be a skeleton crew this coming season, unless they start re-signing.
I don't think they have. Let me look at the cap.
Yeah, have they started
and
re-signing
another thing is-
anybody?
No, and my thing is like, they make Maxx Crosby. That's great, and I'm glad they do have that, that defensive anchor. But at the end of the day, it's they don't really have. I mean, they have Zay Flowers, but that guy only runs east and west. But then you got, Derrick Henry, I say number 2 favorite running back of all time.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm still not a believer in the Ravens. They got to show me to believe it.
Right.
But the real loser in this trade is Joe Burrow. Now he has to go against T.J. Watt, Maxx Crosby, and Myles Garrett
for 6 games
really
a year.
I really hope they get Joe Burrow. He's not. I give him one more year with the Bengals, but he needs to get out of there because the Bengals are metaphorically gonna break him. I don't believe in the Bengals at all with this. After this,
also,
with Joe Burrow is him becoming another Andrew Luck.
He might be gone. I was gonna say, Ravens only have $12 million in cap space.
To be fair though, with the way accounting works in the NFL nowadays, they'll find a way. They will find a way. Dude, void years have been a crazy development for NFL contracts.
The Eagles have so many. There's gonna be a day when the Eagles are gonna have to eat all that cap.
Say the Saints have already come to their reckoning, and that's why they're rebuilding a skeleton roster right now, coming into this offseason, which I feel optimistically about the Saints going forward, especially because they play in the NFC South. But
right now we're just in hell right now, honestly.
Yeah, that I honestly like next week is going to be really interesting because now we're going to actually have free agency behind us. And we'll get to really, really see like who got better, who got worse, who won, who lost, like on paper. And did anybody go ahead, Ender?
I can tell you right now before free agency that the Colts have lost massively.
Yep, that's fair. Maybe Alec Pierce can become a Bronco and win a Super Bowl, and we can go from stealing quarterbacks to stealing wide receivers.
If that does, I'll start watching Canadian football. If you steal another Colt and win a Super Bowl, I'm going to lose it.
I will say though, last year, 10 out of the highest spenders in free agency, only 4 of them went to the playoffs, and actually 2 of them went to the Super Bowl, which was the Patriots and obviously the Seahawks. And the Seahawks are like top 5 in cap space, which is kind of frightening as having a defending Super Bowl champion having that much cap space.
Oh, for sure.
My Titans got the most, but realistically, I know TJ and Hilltime Sports did a video. This is probably one of the worst free agencies I've ever seen. But I do see the Titans going to be picking up, I think his name's John Franklin Myers from the Broncos, defensive tackle.
And that was kind of a blunder that it feels like Denver's not making and we'll keep this brief just so we can get Trent to bed. But like the Denver's free agent handling so far has been weird because like they did not open negotiations with JFM, which they still might throw him an offer just to say they did. But I definitely expect Franklin Myers to go elsewhere, whether it's Tennessee or not. Alex Singleton, for some reason, is a re-signing priority. He needs to not be. He needed to be let go yesterday. Ben Powers, I think, is a guy they're trying to bring back. On the positive note, they brought back Palczewski, which I adore Alex Palczewski. Having that kind of guy at O-line depth is bonkers. The guy can just plug and play, and that's what you want out of a backup extra lineman. Like, 6th man of the year for the Broncos right there. Does anyone have any other thoughts before we get out of here? We're trying to get Trent to go sleep because guy's running a 101, 102 right now, and that's a Mason Miller fastball in the forehead temperature-wise.
The only thing I really want to talk about is the Colts situation with transition tagging Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Not even a franchise tag. Colts decided to go with the transition tag.
That might just be because he's injured, though.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I don't get why they would tag him at all. He's injured right now. He's not going to be ready till about halfway through the season. Give or take.
You know, then you have the Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers situation.
We should have kept the transition tag or something and placed that on Alec Pierce so we still have someone who can catch balls and run.
Where do you think Anthony Richardson goes, if anywhere?
If anywhere, I see him. If the Raiders are desperate enough for a veteran quarterback, I see the Raiders taking him.
What if the Rams take him and develop him behind Stafford for a year, and then Sean McVay just, I don't know, sprinkles his magic fairy dust, and suddenly Anthony Richardson can throw a 20-yard completion?
That would turn the Rams into contenders for...
I would cry, but yeah, that would be good for him.
Honestly, I see him going to Green Bay with Malik Willis leaving Green Bay Packers and having the Packers take another project quarterback like Anthony Richardson. I'm still not a believer in Jordan Love. I feel like he's fool's gold just along like Trevor Lawrence. I can see Green Bay taking him. I really do see it.
I think there's an opening at Best Buy.
With the Colts not taking Alex Pierce and franchise or transition tagging Daniel Jones, that means for the first half of the season we're going to be stuck with either Leonard as our starter quarterback, or if they really want to bring someone else in, maybe the backup for Kansas City. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Chris Lodekun?
No, the one who injured himself as the backup.
Gardner Minshew?
Yeah.
Bring him back to the Colts?
Yeah.
Minshew round 2?
But man.
It worked for Phillip Rivers.
I don't know if you guys saw it. For the Jets, Frank Reich's priority for quarterback as an option is Carson Wentz.
Oh, brother. I mean, as a guy to bring in, like, I don't hate the move where the class is weak right now for quarterbacks. As a bridge quarterback to get you through 2026, I don't hate Carson Wentz. He's definitely not the same Carson Wentz that almost won MVP if it weren't for his ACL, but I don't hate the idea for the Jets there, just for a transition year. But yeah. I don't have anything else. If anyone else,
Chris Ballard is watching this. If you can convince Peyton Manning to come out of retirement,
no,
not gonna happen.
That guy's arm is like dead.
Everyone said that about Phillip Rivers, but he balled out for his own games.
His last season, his arm was dead.
His neck, he can't even turn around his neck.
Because he got a big old forehead.
Well, he don't need to turn around his neck. He needs to look forward down the field.
Okay,
either that or we need to slide into Bo Nix's DMs.
Let me see this. Let me say this. I have a conspiracy theory.
Oh no.
What if the Seahawks manage to trade up in the draft and go get Jeremiah Love?
They would be unstoppable.
They're going back to back.
They would go back to back and probably three-peat.
They would go back to back in the most convincing fashion I think we've ever seen anyone go back to back.
Titans are getting Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, behind what offensive
Not-
line?
We got an offensive line. It wasn't even the offensive line's fault. It was what it was is poor play calling and
Hands
running the.
That's what they all say.
So the
What I would
The
really like to
actually-
see, while we're on the Titans though, what do you think happens to Chigakonkwo? Because I think he's a guy that Denver could snipe.
Chigakonkwo is a very good receiving tight end. He is not a blocker at all. He's like one of the top 5 worst tight end blockers in the league. So he's a liability in the run game.
Mm.
I mean, I'm happy with the draft pick we drafted last year, Gunnar Helm. He was really awesome. I would love for the Titans to get David Njoku to be that 1A, 1B with Gunnar Helm.
Yeah.
But with Chigakonkwo, he's good if you get him. I mean, he was one of the Titans' best weapons we had, but that's setting the bar pretty low with
Right.
us Titans. So it's like, yeah, oh, we love him. He's so great. Anybody who is the only viable target, they're gonna get yards, even though they're terrible. Like, look at Nick Westbrook-Akine.
Yeah, because he was your
last
guys'
year.
wideout 1, wasn't he? Technically.
Yeah,
Westbrook
and he was
Akine?
so awesome. Yeah, so awesome. Then he goes to a halfway decent team like the Miami Dolphins, not much better. But then after 1 year, getting a 3-year deal, he gets cut already.
Yeah.
And now, to be honest, he's probably at best a wide receiver 5. But with Chigakonkwo, I mean, he'd be a good depth piece as an extra receiver. But that's pretty much all you get him with.
I gotcha. All right.
You
Anyone?
want, Calvin Ridley?
Yeah, I'd give it to him. You have Calvin Ridley. Stone hands.
Goodness. Alrighty. Anyone got anything else, or are we donezo for the night? Trent needs to go to sleep. I heard that man's voice dying.
I can't even laugh or cough.
Go to bed.
My ribs are...
Go to bed, Trent.
So if you want to go ahead and hop off and go to
Go,
bed, we
go
can carry
the fuck
on
to
here.
sleep.
Show must go on. I want to.
We're already
we'll talk to you next time.
we're almost already triple what we were trying to lay out here, buddy. Go to bed. Drink some water, go take a hot ass shower, and then slowly work it cold, and then go the fuck to sleep.
Probably do that.
There you go.
All right.
Well, thank you everybody for watching the stream. All of our channels should be in all of the descriptions down below. Anthony with Music City Air, Trent, Hilltime Sports, and then Ender up here, Who's Your Sports Talk, and then myself. Don't forget to like and subscribe to everybody here, and we will see you